Welcome to Linkronicity, where your journey and destiny link. I'm Stacey, Kumagai, Linkologist, and I'm here to help you link your life. Today, lovely souls, we're going to work on some more self-excavation during this stay-at-home mandate, and we're going to come up with some solutions that answer the question of how we're going to get through this together. Now, I know for a lot of you, you've been hearing this. We'll get through this together. We'll get through this together. And when you first heard it, it was very motivating, perhaps inspiring, maybe gave you a little bit of hope, faith, trust, belief, encouragement, comfort. It's a great statement, right? We'll get through this together. But the statement eventually wears thin to the point where you're going to be asking the question, how? But how? And today, we're going to take our very first step at exploring what that looks like. It's great that we're all in to do this together. But it's useless to say that unless you have some solutions that drive that answer home into making this a tangible reality in our new reality, right? So let's look at that. Let's look at how we can do that. And when I say that, it's not like creating one direction and getting everybody to sign in on board. No. Remember, you're an authentic being, your own individual snowflake of who you are. Who you are. There's not another one of you. Yeah, there's not. We're our own unique being, right? So the only real way to address that statement, we will get through this together, is addressing how you are going to get through this by your own template, your own map, your own way of how you navigate through problems, how you navigate through challenges, and how you come up with solutions to overcome obstacles and get through something. Whether that's your survival instincts, whether that's your go-to default, whether that is sitting with your own thoughts to try to come up with ideas, whether that's taking a time out to actually recalibrate your brain and maybe you have to go escape reading a book or something. Okay, whatever that is for you that has worked for you, we're going to be tapping into that today. A little bit deeper, because maybe you may not even know what your defaults are. Maybe you may not even know what your own solution tactics are. Maybe you don't even have the awareness to know just how much you've overcome in the past. Just how many challenges you've conquered, and just how you have picked yourself up, dusted yourself off, and got up on that horse again. You may not even be aware of what you're capable of until you see it for yourself. Now, I know as we talk about this, you may think, oh, well, let's see, the toughest thing I ever went through was XYZ, and that won't work in this situation. Okay, but this is why we're going to do an exercise today to help you recognize what that is so you can dive into your own toolbox, because there's not a one-size-fits-all module here. You know, we can talk about, yes, we will get through this together, but the reality is we're all on our own. And it doesn't matter if you've got a great network support system, or you have a huge family, or a lot of friends, or a lot of colleagues, or whatever your network looks like. You may, at the end of the day, really, you're on your own. And that's a real reality. Because everybody else has their own thing going on. So no one's going to drop everything, right? So what we got to do is we've got to figure out what our own thing is in terms of solutions so that we can move forward and guarantee that, yes, we, as a collective, will get through this together, because you me and everybody else will have their own way of doing just that. So, get out your piece of paper. We're going to do a 3-column exercise today. And today what we're going to do is we're going to, in column 1, we are going to list what known defaults you have to problem solve, to overcome a challenge, overcome an obstacle, bounce back up again. What's your go-to? What's your go-to? What do you do? Do you have to create a pros and cons list of your next steps? Do you have to exhaust all of your options first before you can come up with a new solution? Do you need to talk it out with somebody? Do you need to brainstorm? What is your go-to? How have you overcome problems in the past when you've been stuck? Let's write that down in column 1. All your known go-tos, whatever that is. Even if it's a great night's sleep and you need to think about it. Put all that stuff in column 1. Column 2. What we're going to list now in this column as we look at getting through these challenging times. I want you to list what you know that you have that you can work with now. What is your biggest challenge? Is it how to bounce back economically? How to bounce back health-wise? How to navigate a whole new way of doing things? What is your thing that you need to address right now? Is it recrafting a future? Is it putting together some sort of plan for your next chapter in your life? Maybe you're going to have to renegotiate your whole work situation, or your life situation, your family dynamics. Maybe you're in school and you're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do for college? What am I going to do, for my education? Or, if you're graduating. Or maybe you're even younger than that and you're in high school trying to figure out, what am I going to do now? Because maybe something you were planning on majoring in kind of may not exist anymore. That's a fact. There's industries that are going to be changing completely. So maybe you've had a hero on the front lines. Maybe you've changed and you say, I'm going to be a firefighter now, or I'm going to become a nurse, or I'm going to be a 911 dispatch caller, or I'm going to work in a healthcare facility, or I'm going to fill in the blank. What are you going to do now? What's meaningful work to you now? What does that look like? Maybe you're going to help animals because, there are a lot of animals that were left unable to be cared for or were newly adopted or whatever. Maybe you're going to work in something of that realm, or maybe you're going to help children understand or get through this time because there's a lot to digest and they may not have digested all of the entire scene of what's been going on. They only know the part of it that affects their little bubble of a world, right? Or how it affects your family dynamic. They may not know. So maybe you're going to be doing something in that area. Maybe you're an artist. And maybe now, through all of this, you've been inspired to paint something miraculous. Or maybe you've turned your business around and you are sewing face masks or whatever it is. Our new normal is going to be taking its own different shape. Whether you're in the hospitality or the travel business or whatever industry you're in, something's going to be operating differently. So as you look at how you used to problem solve and you look at what your list of problems are now and what you're going to be resolving, getting through this together, in here, together, that's what that really looks like. We're being asked real questions right now, like, who are we? What do we really want? How do we really want to help? What do we want our life to mean? I think for a lot of you who have been in isolation or, in that reflective mode, you've been actually asking yourself this. What can I do for my tomorrow that's going to be meaningful? What's going to matter when my time is up on earth? What's going to matter with the kind of work that I did, or the things that I did, or the goals that I wanted to accomplish, or the things I wanted to create or invent, or whatever? What does that look like now for you? Maybe you want to teach. Maybe you want to support a cause or a charity. Maybe you want to do something else that you haven't done before. Expand your wings and unfurl them and do something new. So that's what we're going to put in column 2. So problem 1, default, problem solving. Problem 2, what you've got in front of you and how you're going to solve it and what you're looking at. Column 3, what we're looking at now, is to, I want you to visualize, describe what it looks like when you come out the other side of this. What do you visualize? It's like a new vision board. What is your new normal going to look like? Can you picture it? Can you see it? Can you imagine it? Can you dream it? Can you do it? That focal point on what that looks like and how you overcome this, how we get through this with your known ways of problem solving, with what problems you have to solve on the table and what that looks like, and new goals that you have. Third column is really that manifestation of what your life's going to look like after this, as we get through it together. What's your world going to look like? Who's in it? Who's not in it? Where's it going? Can you see it? Are you going to be living the same way? Are you going to be looking at life the same way? Are you going to be waking up the same way you did before this? Let's create that third column and make that our new focal point for how we're going to get through this together. So as we look at everything, your tools, your challenges, what you're going to do and how you're looking at life and new things that are shape-shifting, and the visualized manifestation of what that looks like, this is how we begin our first step. And it seems daunting at first when we're in a crisis, when we're in that mode, and you keep hearing, we're in this together, we'll get through it together. And you ask the question of why and how and everything. Okay? What we're doing today with this 3-column exercise is we're actually creating a mapped skeletal outline. Will it stay the same? We don't know. Will it change? Probably. But you have something to work with now. And you can tweak these links as we go along, as it shifts and it changes. And know you have something to work with, some framework to work with. That's going to make you feel so much better. So instead of just hearing the words, you actually have a plan. You have some sort of thought or idea. And it may not be perfect. Nothing is. And it may not be exact. As we know, life doesn't go according to plan. But you do have something to start. And that's going to make you go from feeling helpless and hopeless to helping yourself and pushing your energy and your soul work toward the hope column of creating your new normal. Because without that, it's still hearing the words, we'll get through this together. But you're still left with how. I wanted to solve that today for you. I wanted to give you a little nugget of something today to grab onto right now as we're all trying to figure it out and what that looks like for each of our lives and the people in it. It's hard right now because we have a lot of unknowns. But this is how we navigate through the unknown without fully trying to control it, because we really don't have any control of it. And the sooner you learn that you gotta let that go and surrender to something bigger than yourself. That'll help you work through this time of uncertainty with a little more assured footing, with a little more hope, a little more assurance and confidence that you, yes, will get through it. And yes, we will collectively, individually, but collectively get through it together. I'm Stacey Kumagai, your Linkologist, here to help you link your life. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Linkronicity, blogspot.com, and go to linkronicity.com for private coaching sessions. I'm here with you, people. I'm here with you every step of the way, and I will see you through this. And I look forward to hearing what your stories are. I look forward to hearing what your new normal looks like. I look forward to hearing where you have overcome this and have gotten through it and can come out the other side to say everything's going to be okay. You will see yourself through the situation, and you'll become stronger from it, and know that you have the capability to get through anything. I'm here for you, people. I'm sending you blessings, love, and light. Be gentle with your soul. Take on the day gently. And remember that you are loved and cherished. Namaste.